Hey, good morning. Good morning, everybody. I'm Imani Sorhaindo. I'm a qualified holistic health practitioner. And this morning, I'm going to be talking to Lena Thompson, a solutions health consultant. I'm working in the industry for some time. So welcome, Lena.
Thanks, Imani. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So you'll be talking a bit more about energetic health and how the latest technologies in the field of quantum science is assisting so many people around the world at the moment. So what made you go into this whole area of natural health?
Sure. So, I mean, my background is very different. My background is in computer science, IT, but I've always been interested in the mind, body, and health and wellness. So even like, as a child growing up in Russia, I remember watching this program with this famous hypnotherapist, Kashpirovsky, and he was just hypnotizing people on the stage, and even people in their houses were having this reaction, to his
Wow.
superpowers, I thought back then. And I was about probably 5 or 6, and all I remember was just practicing with my family or my friends and anyone who was willing for me to hypnotize them. Of course, nothing was working. And then there was this guy, if you remember, Uri Geller, I think.
Geller.
Yeah, with the spoons, right? He could hold spoons to his hand.
And bend
And
them.
I was picking up knives and forks. And I mean, the amount of time a fork would stab my foot or the knife would go because nothing would stick to me. And I would get so frustrated. So I've always had this like connection, probably even more to this mind-body connection than health and wellness. I mean, I was a child, so I liked eating sweets and all the foods that weren't probably so good for me. And then in my late teens, when I was about 18, I got into fencing. So, I mean, I spent about 6 years traveling. I was even offered to go do it more professionally and train with German team, which I've declined because I was doing my degree in computer science back then. I was South African fencing champion. And then I came to UK with my job in IT, in computer programming. So in my early 30s, I got into like running. I did multiple marathons, ultra marathons. I was obsessed with like healthy eating, like no carbs, not this, not that. And I've also qualified as an NLP and Reiki practitioner because I thought it may just help, I didn't really know what it was helping, what it would help with, but all I knew, I felt this massive disconnect within me. And that's why I was constantly kind of looking for things of outside of me just to make me a little bit more fulfilled, to make me more happy.
I understand that.
So, and I couldn't find it, So when people would ask me like why I embarked on this journey, to help others, I was like, well, I want to make an impact. But I know it kind of, look, all of us want to make an impact, right? Whether it's impact on your family, your friends, but we all want that, something bigger than us. But I didn't really know what my why was until probably only a few weeks ago when it came to me, because growing up in Russia, we all have like, we had like really small flats, well, considering, our living arrangements now. So it'd be like 1-2 bedroom flats. And every summer I would be sent to my grandparents, one set or the other set, they would juggle me. And on my mom's side, my grandmother, she was really sick. She had polyarthritis. And I remember her getting up from the bed with the excruciating pain. It would take her sometimes hours to get off the bed and make her way to the kitchen, to have a cup of tea.
Yes.
And I never remember her leaving her flat, apart from a very short time that she came to live with us. But she was bound. She was like stuck in that house. And I think subconsciously, I felt also stuck. I felt trapped. So my whole life, I seek that freedom, and freedom for me was to move from country to country because my parents dragged me around the world when I was a child. Well, not dragged me, but, we immigrated a lot. Freedom for me was to go running, which is why I just wanted to leave everyone behind. But what I failed to realize that it wasn't just the physical freedom, it was also freedom, of mind, body, and spirit. And I've neglected those other components completely, and that's where the big disconnect happened. So I think, my purpose for now, at least, because, we evolve, so things do change and shift. But for me, for now, it's to find that freedom within me by balancing all these 4 bodies, physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, and also to help others to achieve exactly the same. And, and when I realized this just recently, it was like this big release, like of I don't know, of like anxiety and stress, because I finally figured out why I was
It all came together, right?
Complete together, exactly. Yes.
So how did you come across the health technologies that we're here to talk about today, and what has been the success story so far?
Sure. So about in 2019, I quit my corporate career, my IT, and I started my first business called Driving Miss Daisy. It's
Wow.
actual franchise. It's a national franchise in UK, and I believe it comes from New Zealand. And we provide companionship and transport for people who can't get out and about. And a lot of our clients are in pain, physical or emotional or mental, often all combined. And, you know, because I've been doing energy work and I've been doing a lot of meditation, I've seen what is possible, how we can heal ourselves from pretty much anything. I mean, I've seen
Yes.
some miraculous recoveries, but for my clients, it wasn't really something within their frame of knowing. It's not something they would resonate with. And I really wanted to help them find this, you know, most natural and holistic solution. So when I was at one networking event about a year and a half ago, there was this guy standing there with, actually, I've got these things in my hands, these things, and he was waving it, and he was saying, you know, this little sticker, I put it in my wife's hands, and by the way, his wife had arthritis for 15 or something for many, many years. She
Yes.
couldn't even, you know, hold knife and fork. She couldn't take a tennis ball. It was painful for her. And he says when he put the stickers on her hand, the next day, she was completely, you know, the movement returned. She could take knife and fork. She could take a tennis ball. She
That's
could squash a tennis
amazing.
ball, and she was pain-free. And that obviously hit some, you know, I guess, you know, it resonated with me quite a lot, because my grandmother was like that, just on a much probably bigger scale, because she couldn't even walk then. And I thought, well, if that really does what he says it does, I mean, it can help my clients. So I took just a couple of these patches home, and I thought, right, who's going to be my guinea pig? And it so it happened that my mom was staying with me, and she had a injured shoulder. She's been in and out of doctors for months at that stage. They give injections, but you know the pain would always return. And I said, Mom, look, I've got this patches. I said, I only have two, but I'm gonna give you one, and let's see how it goes. And next day she came downstairs. She says, Lena, this is the first time in months I've slept. She says, look,
Wow.
my shoulder, it's
You can
moving. She says,
allow the
I'm pain
mobility got back.
free. Right? So I was like, it's one patch, one night. So I was like waiting for it to return, and I was waiting. I'm like, Mom, how you feeling? How you feeling? And after a week, she's like, you know what? I mean, there's like tiny, like, you know, tingle of some like discomfort. She said, but she's, I'm off meds. I don't need any more painkillers.
Wow.
And that's when I started going to old age homes, right? Because my clients are there, and they put some of these patches on them. I remember one client, she was my driver actually back then, it was her mom. And we put some patches on her and we left. Within like an hour, Melanie, who's my driver, she got a call from her mom saying, Mel, I'm on top of the world. I want to get up and go dancing. I'm pain free. And that's the
That's
lady who
incredible.
was crippled with chronic pain for so many years. So, I mean, you know, the success stories, it's incredible. You know, just before Christmas, I actually have a client who purchased these for her mom. She's in her like 80s. Her mom hasn't left the house in months. She had no energy to go anywhere. She was in pain. And she wrote me this message, and she said, you know what, my mom just went for a walk for 2 hours. She says, Lena, she doesn't leave the house. And she said, this morning, it was yesterday, she said, this morning, she got on a bus and she went Christmas shopping. She's like, I
How
don't know what's
liberating.
going on there, right?
Absolutely.
That
So
was,
you
yeah.
spoke about the pain and discomfort, but there are clearly other benefits as well. You were talking about mental fatigue and so on. Can you expand on some of those other health benefits that people have been experiencing?
Yeah, of course. So, you know, we had a client a couple of years ago, and she had Alzheimer's. I'm saying had because she passed away recently, I
Oh,
believe. And so she was very withdrawn, and she wouldn't even dress and feed herself. So her daughter started using this patches. So they look like this, like little stickers, you
mm-hmm.
see. And these called Relief, but she was using another patch called Nitro. And Nitro, it's programmed with frequencies of nitric oxide. So these patches are actual holograms that are programmed with various frequencies, and some frequencies come from well, like botanical frequencies. We also have
Yes.
CBD frequencies. We've got frequencies like turmeric and lime and lemongrass from many different elements.
Mm-hmm.
So the nitrite patches, they've got frequencies of nitric oxide. And the benefits of nitric oxide actually were discovered in '98 by scientists who later got a Nobel Prize for it. And nitric oxide is deemed as like the miracle molecule. We all naturally produce it, but with time and due to environmental stresses or the food we eat, we produce less and less of it, and it can cause all sorts of issues. And one of them is the memory loss and potentially Alzheimer's. So she was placing these patches which have the frequencies of a nitric oxide on her body, on her mom. And I mean, I've got a picture before and after. The transformation of that lady was incredible. You know, just within a week, she was sitting like prim and proper, her skin like cleared up. She was like holding herself up,
That's
you know, the
incredible.
posture, eating, engaged. It was just miraculous. It was incredible. And more of a like personal, I guess, story is, you know, my mom used this. She had a restless leg syndrome and also fatigue. So normally 8 o'clock at night, she would be like in bed, maybe watching some TV. And in the morning, she said it would be really painful for her to get up because her leg would cramp so much. And I've told her about it for ages. And finally, on her birthday, I gave her a pack. I'm like, Mom, you're putting them on right now in front of me. So she stuck them on. And next day, she said, you know what? I didn't actually have my leg pain anymore. I'm like, okay, cool. 3 days later, she was also like coming to visit to look after kids. She's like scrubbing my floors after dinner. Like, what are you doing? You know, she's like, you know what? I feel great. And yeah, normal leg cramps, the energy levels went
amazing.
up. It was just incredible.
It's life-changing for me, you know, many people. I also am aware that there's a product that actually assists with kind of food wastage. You know, can you tell me more about that?
Sure, yes. I mean, I love this product, and this is actually called Food Freshness Card. And Food Freshness Card also got the various frequencies on it. Some of them are now the lemongrass and thyme and turmeric. And what these frequencies do, they don't kill mold and bacteria because the food really spoils because of all of this bacteria and, you know, and the mold and the fungi. But it prevents, or rather slows down the bacteria and mold from forming, and it extends the lifespan of food by up to 50%. So this card has won multiple awards, and one of the biggest awards was in 2019. It took Golden Edison Award for the best kind of innovation in a food technology. Now, Gold Edison Award, you know, in America, actually, when I speak to people, a lot of them know about it. It's like equivalent of Oscars, but in a food in a world of like innovations and technology.
Yes.
It's incredible. You know, you can use it in your fruit basket. That's where I keep mine, in the fridge or with bread. They can also be used for commercial purposes. So like I know some farms and health shops and supermarkets use them also. But my favorite secret about this card is that it also helps with sleep. So you can simply just pop it under your sheets, and the way our body reacts to these frequencies is just, you know, it enables us to have this more deeper and restful sleep. But I know some people even have 2 or 3 of them under the sheets. I mean, for me, one is enough. But yeah, it really makes a difference to the way you sleep.
So tell me how the actual, you know, you mentioned it a little bit, but expand a little bit about how these technologies actually work.
Yes, I mean, this is a Biofield Resonance technology. So it just, you know, the way it just interacts with our body's frequencies, because we all vibrate at the certain frequencies. And some frequencies are harmonious with us. So that's why we react to them really well, like the ones on this card. And some frequencies are not, like frequencies in electromagnetic radiation or the toxins, you know, that all of this food wastage is causing. And that richly bombards our bodies. And without certain protection, you know, it can really damage our DNA and our health. So it's also got to do with the vibration and frequencies. Now, there is a laboratory in Boston, in Massachusetts, and that's where these products are all manufactured. And also every single one of them has at least 2 patents, and Food Freshness Cards is got 3 patents.
Amazing.
How it's done exactly, I'm not that smart. I don't know yet. I don't know how to physically embed those frequencies onto the hologram.
I guess that's the secret that the company,
Yeah,
will not
exactly. It's a
share.
proprietary formula, I mean, I've asked. I'm like, come on, guys. They're
But
like,
what I understand is that the body will take what it needs, right? Because if you're talking about energies, the body will just direct and use what it needs for in terms of balance and homeostasis, to then create good, good vital health, which is incredible.
absolutely. And that's the great stuff, the great things about these products. And that's why I love them, because there's nothing to eat or rub or ingest or smell. So you can't react to them. You can just, your body, as you said, it will only absorb what it needs, whenever it needs, in the quantities it needs. So you can't have a reaction to them. It's not possible.
Thank you. No more, find out about what you do and how will they know which product, is the best one for them?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, the best would be to contact me either on email, and I will share my details under the video. So just get in touch with me, really. You can just have a 30-minute session, where I get to find out about your health challenges, or maybe you don't even have health challenges. Maybe it is, you're passionate about minimizing the toxins in our environment and extending the lifespan of your fresh produce, and you just want to save money and eat fresh and organic. So whatever your reasons are, but just get in touch. I'll be more than happy to talk to everyone.
So is that a consultation? I mean, do you offer a one-to-one consultation in a bit more detail as well?
Sure. So I mean, it's however people prefer to communicate. Living in this like tech world, some people just prefer to email. You can also find me on LinkedIn, and I'll also pop in the details. So you can just connect with me on LinkedIn, message me, or phone me to book an appointment, and I will share my link to my Calendly. So if anybody wants to chat to me, just book an appointment.
Well, then it's been absolutely fascinating finding out more about these life-changing, energetic health products and your services. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks, Imani. Thank you very much.
Take care. Thank you.
Thanks.